Marge stayed in the class, I stayed in the class. I fought my tail off, and when I finally got a D, I was the most proud guy in the world to get that D because I never thought there'd be any way in the world I could get that.
That's awesome.
And
What,
Kristen,
Jason? Yeah.
about some of the freshman traditions for athletes.
Oh, good idea. What were some of the freshman traditions for athletes?
Well, all the freshmen for scholarship athletes, we had a dining hall, and in the dining hall, everybody ate. It was family style, and food was put on the table, and then it was already on the table. And when they opened the doors, if you to survive the open doors and get to your seat, the food was already there. So that's kind of how the meal was served, and all the freshmen had to get up. The varsity would make the freshmen get up and tell where they were from, and almost always they made you sing your school song. And some of them were good, some of them were so funny. The funny ones had to repeat every night, and the ones that weren't very good, which mine, on purpose, I told them I didn't have one, and so I didn't have school, so they made me sing "The Eyes of Texas." Who wants to hear me sing "The Eyes of Texas"? So I sang it about 3 times, and I'm through for the year. But boy, my friend Bunny Andrews was from Woodrow Wilson, and he stuttered a little bit. He'd get up there and go, woo, 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 you know, and they picked on him unmercifully. But he was such a great sport in it. He handled it well.
That's good.
Along those same lines, what about when the Aggies came to town?
Oh boy.
The freshman year.
He said when the Aggies came to town freshman year, what happened?
Well, back in those years, freshman varsity, and A&M played in Austin every year, and it didn't make any difference to anytime an Aggie could get out of A&M, they were going to take advantage of it, and so they would send their core. The Aggies would play freshman football, and their whole core. It was a big trail. They marched down Congress Avenue, and I mean it was a bit every year. Either the varsity or the freshmen played, so they'd march down Congress, and then of course they dispersed. And a lot of them dated girls from Texas because there weren't any gals at A&M. The only girls that were going to school at A&M were the professor's daughters could go, but that's it. And consequently, the Aggie student body either was Houston or Austin. And of course, on the weekend, like a kind of a game, they came to Austin. So they loaded up the hotels and everywhere, and they filled the community and did their thing. And it was not well received by some of our warriors, so to speak. And it developed into where there's a fight, there's going to be a fight. It was just kind of couldn't break a tradition because we were supposed to fight. So we did, and it was get it over with, and the basketball season would come up. It was still the same, only generally speaking, the fight erupted in the stands and not so often on the court. But if we felt like we had to have one, we tried to have the fight in the freshman game and not the varsity game.
What about getting them trapped in the hotel and then someone dressing up like an Aggie running down the street?
He said you trap them in their hotel, and then somebody would dress up as an Aggie.
Well, I was not. I was on campus roaming around, but they did. The Aggies student body, or part of it, did get trapped. It was about 6 o'clock. Well, this needs a little explanation. We were sitting at the dining hall, training table, so to speak, and two of our players, one track and one football, walk in bloody. Ooh. And the side door of the training hall, and all the athletes on scholarship were eating at the time. They walk in, bloody, tell their story, which was that they were walking their dates, fiancés, both of them married, they were fiancés up there. They were walking back to the dorm to come to eat, because it was time for the evening meal, and they got jumped by several Aggies and got beat up. In 5 minutes, that entire plate had emptied, and everybody hit the streets looking for an Aggie. And it went on all night long, and those Aggies that were in Stephen F. Austin Hotel were trapped. They couldn't get out, and those that were out couldn't get in, and they began during that night throwing stuff out the windows of on Hundreds Avenue. They were just throwing it out there. The police had it cornered off where people would get hit with flying stuff coming out the window. But I have to wear a size 8 boot or shoe, and the boots just happened to be, we did get an Aggie and did take his uniform and boots and everything, and it so happened that I was the only one that the boots would fit, and so I ended up with a pair of Aggie boots. But one other about the Aggies, again, football, whether freshmen or varsity teams played, if you were a freshman athlete at Texas on scholarship, and they pay of the game, the next morning for breakfast, you had to come in with something from an Aggie. And I got brave, and I'm watching, this is a varsity game, and I'm watching the crowd, and it was full and packed, as it always would be, and is. It was packed, but I watched them pretty good, and I said, it's my chance, I think I can do it. And I wanted the officer's hat, so I run up, and as a coward would, I ran up, grabbed the hat, and took off running. I start running, and here the others, must have been 15 or 20 Aggies chasing me. And I thought I could get out. I couldn't get out of the stadium, because every exit was through a ramp and with stairs, and it was all backed up. You could get there, but you couldn't get out because there were people there. I ran up and down the stairs of that stadium everywhere, and there they were still chasing me. I finally got to an exit that I could get out, and Waller Creek runs between the stadium and Old Hill Hall where we live. And I got down in the creek, and I knew I was safe. I crawled up through that creek and got